What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today's video is how to convert between Celsius and Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit and Celsius using Python. All right, so Fahrenheit and Celsius are, the two most common temperatures used in just regulating or checking what temperature it is outside, and it can be a useful exercise in Python to just convert between the two. So let's create a function that I'll call convert temp, and we'll handle everything we need to do inside of here. So to make this a really robust function, let's make it to where it could convert between Celsius or Fahrenheit inside of the same function. So we'll say origin, meaning which temperature are we converting from, and we'll just get it as an input from the user. So to do that, you type the word input, and then you put the text you want to prompt them. So we'll say convert from which, ? And then let's tell them we're expecting a C or an F, okay? And we'll say convert from which, and then we'll actually ask them the temperature input. So we will make that an integer value, because the thing is, when you get an input, it always comes in as a string unless you convert it. So that int is converting our string to an integer. All right, so what temperature? And then we'll ask them to put that in there. And now what we do is we want to set up some if statements. So if the origin, meaning they said that we're going from Celsius, so if it's equal to C, then we're going to do one thing, and then we'll say elif origin is equal to F. We're going to do a separate conversion for that, and we'll handle both of them inside the same function. So let's go ahead and print the Fahrenheit value is, and then on the next line, let's actually do the math. We're just going to print, and I'm going to do it all in a print statement. You could put it in an intermediate variable, but it's going to be temperature input times 1.8, and then I'm not making this formula up. You can look it up online. To go from Celsius to Fahrenheit, you multiply by what's technically 9/5 or 1.8, and then you add 32 to it, okay? And so this should be logical. If you know, most people know 0 at Celsius is 32 at Fahrenheit, and 32 at Fahrenheit's 0 at Celsius. So this plus 32 part's probably pretty logical. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and copy those two lines right into the Fahrenheit statement as well, or the Celsius statement. And so we'll say the Celsius value is, and then this one is kind of the opposite of what we just did. It's temperature minus 32, and then divide by 1.8. Okay, so you're a programmer, you've probably done at least a little bit of math, and you know that this formula is basically the inverse of that formula. This is how you go back between the two. And so basically all you have to do to get this to actually run when you start your program is call it. So this is writing the function, and then this is actually calling the function right here. So this is going to be good enough to let us do it once. Stop and rerun. So let's say we want to go from Celsius, and we want to check what 100 degrees Celsius is. That's 212 Fahrenheit. Cool. The temperature water boils at. So that's useful, but what would make it even better, because now if I want to go and do it a second time, so now let's check what 234 Fahrenheit is. It's 112 Celsius. Cool. If I want to run it multiple times, I have to keep exiting my program and rerunning it. So I propose let's just go one step further, and let's make a little function that we'll put inside the end of convert temp, and we'll call it go again. And all we have to do is define our go again function, and it's going to be super easy. All we're going to do is ask them again equals, and then input want to check another value ? And then just like before, we'll tell them what we're expecting, a Y or an N. So there's always a little bit to programming to, you can tell the user exactly what you're expecting from them, and they have to actually give it to you. They have to be willing to follow along. Or you can try to make things robust enough that they can't be broken. That requires a fair bit of extra programming, and I'm not going to go that in depth into this tutorial. But so if again equals y, if they follow along and they say, yes, I want to go again, all we're going to do is we're going to call that convert temp function again from inside go again. So this may seem a little goofy, but basically at the end of our convert temp function, we call a go again function. We ask them if they want to check another value, and if they say yes, then we're going to go ahead and run the convert temp thing again. And so technically this could keep looping forever. And if they enter anything other than yes, no, and go F yourself, any of that, then it's not going to run again, and the function will be done running. So let's go ahead and test that out. Convert from which, let's go from Fahrenheit. Let's check what 50 Fahrenheit is in Celsius. It's 10. Do we want to check another value? Yeah. And this time let's go from Celsius. Let's check what 50 Celsius is. It's 122 in Fahrenheit. Do I want to check another value? Go F yourself. All right, and it's over. So that's pretty quick, easy tutorial, useful little Python practice exercise for you. This kind of plugin could be super useful in a weather app or something. So hope you found it useful. If you did, consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a ton. If you have any questions or want to see something specific in a future video, let me know about it in the comments below. And as always, good luck with your code, and thanks for watching. Thanks, bye.